Sorry about that, had to pop an elbow, but welcome everybody to this Saturday morning. That's right, Saturday morning, July 23rd, 2 days from my birthday, which of course by the title of this, you can tell it's a pre-birthday weekend live stream. But guys, we have to talk about this. We have to talk about this. And before we do, as described in the description box, in the description box as we speak, as described in there, super chats are welcomed and would be appreciated, as well as if you got any questions related to the topics that I'm going to talk about today, as you see in the thumbnail. If you want me to, get to them right away, you, of course, like I said, you have super chat and super stickers to do it. During the live stream, during the live chat, as well as you can go directly to Venmo at Brian-Warmer-2 and at BW Roses 98 at Cash App and help donate there, and I will directly automatically get the payment to deposit into my bank. At the same, to kind of help build it back up, also help celebrate my birthday early, if you will. And again, like I said, it helps me out financially as well. So if you've got any questions on the topics I'm going to talk about today, super chats, super stickers, one way to go, and Venmo at Brian-Warmer-2 and Cash App at BW Roses 98 is another way to go for me to get your answer, to get your questions answered. And apparently I have no data right now. I don't think that means anything. And apparently someone's blasting the music already loud. It's 8:17 in the morning. So, yeah, I don't know who that is. Anyway, though, yeah, I wanted to come on here because yesterday was the first official day of San Diego Comic-Con 2022. The first one in about 2 to 3 years. 2 years, actually, I think, because we had one in 19. So, the first one since the 2019 one, so yeah, 3 years. And a lot of news came out of some of the panels that showed up yesterday. And hello to Hanson in the live chat. Again, guys, super chat, super stickers, one way to get your questions answered. And of course, the Venmo and at Brian-Warmer-2 and Cash App at BW Roses 98. You can get them also answered through that. And I will get, them quickly. I will get to them as quickly as possible if I can. Now, if I can't, I will answer them in a separate video down the line. And hello to Bugs as well in the live chat. And also, guys, you may have noticed in the live chat, once again, the second time ever, I am letting you know that this is one of the products you can find at my Teespring store if you choose to go there and help support there as well. Anyway, guys, yeah, a lot of news dropped yesterday on the first day of San Diego Comic-Con. You had the pre-showing the night before, sort of like a pre-start, kind of give you a sneak peek. And then yesterday was the first full day with panels and everything. And one of the panels people were looking forward to was, of course, Warner Brothers and the animation panel for Cartoon Network and HBOMax, as well as the other animation panels like Marvel and Disney and everything, and Nickelodeon, Paramount. So yeah, they were looking forward to a lot of that yesterday. They were looking forward to that a lot yesterday. And basically, the panel, the Warner Brothers panel for, Cartoon Network and HBOMax and all that did not disappoint. They did not disappoint because we got information on Tiny Toons Looniversity. We got information on some new Looney Tunes shorts coming. We got information on the movie specials, King Tweety, which I think has already come out, but it's also still scheduled to come out. As well as we got information on a new Looney Tunes short called The Day the Earth Blew Up, not short but movie special. We also have images of some returning classic characters like Pussyfoot and Three Bears and Ralph Phillip. So that's pretty cool. I don't know, they didn't address this. I'm going to read you off some information I got here. But they didn't address Bye Bye Bunny, so I'm going to hopefully get more information on that down the line. Maybe our friend here in the live chat can help out with that. And again, guys, Super Chats, Super Stickers are open, and so is Venmo at Brian-Walmer-2 and Cash App at BWRoads98 if you have any questions and all that you would like to have answered right away. And it would help me celebrate my birthday early, which is going to be this Monday. I will be turning 43. Um, anyway, yeah, they had a lot of stuff discussed yesterday. They even showed off clips from the new Witch Hazel cartoon. That's right. They have a new Rich Hazel cartoon coming out. It was the Looney Tunes shorts, as well as they've announced that that basically one of the Sylvester and Tweety shorts they're doing will be a classic musical, which I think is pretty cool and everything. And they did announce some voice acting for Tiny Toons Looniversity. So, as well as they gave more information on Bugs Bunny Builders, too. And it looks like they showed a new episode of Bugs Bunny Builders at Comic Con yesterday as well. So it's it. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on here. I'm gonna read a lot of sources here from Twitter and stuff from people that were there and everything. So without further ado, and if you're looking at the thumbnail, we're going to talk about the stuff on the left or the right, depending on how you view it. And tell your friend happy birthday from me. Turning 20 is a good age to turn. You're only 1 year away from being legally able to drink. He still has to be carded and all that, depending on where he lives. But again, if you look here on the thumbnail on the left or the right, depending on how you watch this, we are going to talk about, of course, the Warner Brothers panel first, or the information that came from that, and then we're going to get to the other ones on the right. So let's talk about, what you see on the left side of the thumbnail, and that is Warner Brothers and basically what they announced at Comic-Con yesterday on day one. So, what did they announce? What did they announce? Well, this comes from the This Means podcast on Twitter, who were there. What did they announce? Well, the first thing they showed is something from obviously a Roadrunner Wile E. Coyote cartoon. I don't know if that's in tie-in with the Wile E. versus Acme movie, but there is an image up there. I didn't put this on the thumbnail. I should have. I do apologize. But there is a thumbnail where somebody took a picture, and the image is pitch your own Acme invention. So I don't know if that's a subtle hint to the audience that you can submit your own ideas for potential Acme inventions that Wile E will try to use to capture the Roadrunner. But we will see. And again, I don't know if this has anything to do with the movie. If it does, that would be great. But we'll see. Now, they did have Eric Baranza up there moderating the panel, introducing all the voices he does, and then Tweety showed up. Basically, he voices Tweety, I think. And the whole room is singing happy birthday to Tweety because apparently King Tweety, the movie that it was the first thing they talked about. Tweety turned 80 this year. That's right, 80 years old. That means Tweety debuted in 1942. Okay, so our friend here in the live chat just mentioned that there's also going to be a Looney Tunes short movie starring Daffy and Porky in a road trip. Short movie, basically short film. Anyway, so yeah, the singing "Happy Birthday, Tweety." The King Tweety trailer is playing. Watch this film. Check out the interviews on the podcast. So, what they mean by that is this means podcast talked or got early access to the film or got to see the film first. And I think the film is on HBOMax. I have to look. And apparently they're saying you need to check this out. And by the way, there is a character that does return because it shows it in one of the thumbnails they have here on the Twitter page. Auga from Tweety's Big Adventure. Auga is back as well. So I don't know if she's more loonier than she used to be or what, because we all know that she used to just like compress herself, into herself like a little ball and just go Auga kind of deal. So I don't know if they're going to. If she's going to be a little bit more loonier, if she does a lustful milk egg where she melts into a puddle or something, I don't know. I haven't seen the film yet. But yeah, they showed images. They showed the trailer for that, and again, people got early access to it. And it says November 19th on Cartoon Network and next day on HBO Max. So it has not aired yet, even though I think some people said it did, but it didn't. And that's a good information to find out that the character, our friend, um, excuse me, our friend named himself after, is saying that Bugs himself, the Looney Tune character, the mascot, will be turning 84, 85 in just a few days. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, it's not out yet. It's not out yet, but apparently it's going to be out just in time for Thanksgiving. So that's going to be pretty cool to see on Cartoon Network and on HBO Max. So after that, they talked about other Looney Tunes stuff, and some of the producers from Looniversity came out, Tiny Toons University. Before they got to that, they talked about the Looney Tunes shorts coming and a new season. So yes, we're getting new Looney Tune cartoons this season, which is pretty cool. And it states, this is from Alex. Let's see if he's what's his name? Alex Kawan, Abe Aldrich, and two producers from Tiny Toons University joined Eric Baranza on the stage. But Alex Kawan, who works on the Looney Tunes shorts, stated this. He says hashtag. Well, this is what they put. This is what the This Means podcast put on the Twitter page. This is what they put. They said hashtag Looney Tunes shorts is back to the drawing board and honors what came before. So in other words, they're stating that they're going to be, I guess, hand drawing these now, or at least making it seem like that. I'm assuming if you want to get these out there as quickly as possible. And then then This Means podcast asks what's next. So many more shorts, new characters, and then we see an image, as you'll probably see here. I think. Well, it's not up here, but the title is. We see an image from from the new Witch Hazel cartoon that definitely looks like it's been drawn by Chuck Jones, because Chuck Jones had a style, as we all know. Then after that, they showed some new images of the return of Pussyfoot. Pussyfoot is coming back, and I think we can tell just by these images, and I think they're up here as well. Yeah, they're right here, next to the day the Earth blew up. You can see them right there. That I think it's pretty much been confirmed Pussyfoot is female, just by the way the character is designed. I don't think it's like a normal where it's a boy but acts feminine. It's a girl. It is a girl. So Pussyfoot's coming back, and so is the three bears. So you got to wonder how loony the bears are going to be, the dad's going to be, the mom's going to be, Junior's going to be, and you wonder maybe if Pussy might show a little Looney Tune herself. And then Ralph Phillip shows back up. Yes, Ralph Phillip. In case you guys don't know who Ralph Phillip is, he was a Looney Tunes Chuck Jones character that had a vivid, wild imagination. Whether he was at home or he was at school, he would let his imagination run wild with him. Just drinking some Pepsi to keep me going. But yeah, he would let his imagination run wild with him, and sometimes it would get him in trouble. Um, he would, sometimes his imagination would get him in trouble to no ends. It would get him in trouble at home or at school. Um, Hold on, I'll get to that in a moment. But yeah, it would get him in trouble to no end. Period. But yeah, Ralph Phillip obviously is coming back with a new short. You know, how cool is that going to be? What's that going to tie into? We shall see. Or what that's going to be about, I should say. We shall see. Excuse me. They talk about. They mentioned Looney Tunes is now pumpkin spice flavor, as there will be a Halloween special. So we got that coming. I mean, I think the Looney Tunes cartoons already showed how creepy they can be. I mean, did you guys ever see the ending that's on YouTube of that Bugs Bunny Elmer cartoon? Well, Bugs Bunny is just, literally just a sack of skin, and he's just slithering all over Elmer, and Elmer's freaked out and runs away. And then the ending, it's like, you know, yeah, they can get very creepy. They can get very creepy. I mean, heck, they showed a mummy basically in a silhouette breaking and basically annihilating Bugs in half. But then all Bugs does is just bounce back and say, "Oh, thanks for the massage. It worked out a few kinks or something like that." So yeah, if, how creepy this Halloween special is going to be, or crazy it's going to be, we will see. They talk about a new Sylvester and Tweety musical, only set to classical music. What classical music that will be, and what will be chosen to be said classical music, um, will be intriguing. It will be intriguing. So hopefully we will, um, find out more as time, goes on. We will find out more as time goes on. But yeah, that's happening. They mentioned it yesterday. They saw some of the Witch Hazel short. It's got a new style, very Chuck Jones like, which I like, and you can kind of see that in the title. And apparently, what it's about is she's trying to be glamorous or something like that. She's trying to retain her beauty or something. So, and then they say they saw a clip from the Ralph Phillips shorts, and it was Ralph reenacting the intro to Batman the Animated Series. So that kind of gives us a clue what that's going to be like. And also answers the question from earlier. Um, Before I get into the next one, our friend here asks, "Do I think Lola will be officially?" Okay, let me reread that. Our friend here asks, "Do you think Lola will officially appear in a Looney Tunes short? It'd be nice so she can officially be called a Looney Tune." I think this might be the year. I think this might be the year. And the reason I say that is because when Wabbit came out, and then they changed it to the new Looney Tunes cartoon series. What was it, like the second or third season she came in? Second, third season, she started to get like one or two shorts, and she was voiced by Kath Soucie, so I thought that was pretty cool. So, honestly, honestly, if I was to make a guess, I would say yes, that she'll be in it. But I don't think, but I think it might be one of the cartoons that is towards the end. That's what I'm thinking. Because also you got her involved in the next series we're going to talk about here, as well as a younger version. But yeah, I think she will be in this. I think she will be in this. Um, in the new shorts, I should say. Trying to think about what I was going to say. Sorry about the pauses. This is what happens when you go live and you go unscripted, you know. But yeah, I think she will be, but I think it won't be till like the end or something, in my opinion. So they do talk about Bugs Bunny builders next, and I did talk about that on my channel on a video. According to what they found out, and this is again from the this means podcast Twitter page. What they found out is that it's in the tune of Looney, Well, it's aimed younger. First show is over 20 years. First show in 20 over 20 years to be aimed at a younger audience. The characters remain authentic. So, in other words, what they're saying is that what we get with Bugs Bunny's Builders is even though it's going to kind of be educational and aimed at that younger audience, it will be in the tune of Looney Tunes. In other words, the silliness, the craziness, the gags, and all that. It will be in tune with them, kind of like what we saw in the sneak preview, like with Bugs falling to pieces when Lola yells, and you see part of Lola's ears come off her head, and then she's doing tangling up her arms and everything. That's kind of what they're talking about. So yeah, that'll be kind of cool that they're going to. I guess you could say amalgamate. The fact that it's supposed to be aimed at younger audiences, or with the intention aimed at younger audiences, but stay true to the spirit. Ooh, and my finger just hit the mic there. I do apologize. Let me just adjust that a little bit. Sorry, just hit the mic there. But yeah, basically, it's going to be aimed at a younger audience, but it's going to stay true to the Looney Tunes form. Um, they did find out from a quote from one of the people behind it is where it takes them is as wacky and as loony as you'd expect. So, hey, we might have a Lola lustful melt, or I won't say lustful melt, but we might have a Lola meltdown, where she becomes a melted puddle or something. She might get flattened by a steamroller because who knows, or get dumped on by a dump truck because they do give details, basically. They give details on how the characters are going to be presented in Bugs Bunny's Builders. So, for example, Bugs has the excavator, he's a digger. Lola has a bulldozer, always coming up with crazy ideas. Daffy has the dump truck. Porky drives a steamroller, Porky Perfect. And Tweety has a crane. Tweety can do a lot with that crane. So if Lola gets into more gags than just, yelling and her ears come off her head when she does that, or she tangles up her arms. I can see Lola getting stuff dumped on her by Daffy by accident, or getting flattened by Porky maybe by the steamroller. But we'll see. We'll see if they do that. Um, but yeah, it looks like it looks like like I said, it looks like they are definitely going to make this an amalgamation or amalgamize um, what what Looney Tunes was to older audiences, but also merge it with like lessons and stuff that the younger audience can understand. And it's like I said before, or like I asked before, do I think it's going to in another video? Do I think it will appeal to the older audience, like the way My Little Pony Friendship is Magic did? And if it's being described as being the way it's going to be, kind of like half and half almost, then yeah, I would say it will appeal to both parties. I mean, we all know MLP was originally meant for a younger audience, even though Lauren Faust had a lot more intentions in mind, and we saw those intentions come to be even after she left. But originally, Hasbro perceived it was going to be, aimed at a younger audience, mostly girls. And what happened? That it went beyond their expectations. I'm not saying Bugs Bunny Builders will do the same, but it does have that kind of appeal to it, to where you could see them possibly, in my opinion, possibly go down that route. Possibly go down that route. Okay, guys, before I get into the next one, a quick reminder again. Super Chat, Super Stickers are on. If you have any questions and everything, go ahead and use the Super Chat, Super Stickers, as well as Venmo at Brian-Warmer-2 and Cash App at BWRoses98. I can get those automatically, so I can deposit them almost the same day in my bank. And to have, this helps me out financially, as well as helps me get an early kickoff celebration to my 43rd birthday on Monday. So guys, super chats, super stickers are open, as well as Venmo at Brian-Walmer-2 and Cash App at BW98. And as you see in the live chat, you can also help support me by going to my Teespring store and checking out items there, as kind of displayed in the live chat there. All right, so next up. Next up is the one everybody was looking forward to when it came to this panel. That is Tiny Toons Looniversity. And so Tiny Toons Looniversity, and again, as you can see on the left side of the thumbnail or the screen, depending on how you watch this, they gave out a lot of information, and there are a lot of characters that are coming back. The first thing they announced was the voice talent. Now they didn't give this being mad. This means podcast. This means podcast didn't give too much detail on the voice actors, but they did make one notable announcement on one. Ashley Crystal Harrison is going to be voicing Babs. Now, a lot of people were wondering, well, who is this girl and everything? Well, apparently, Ashley has a lot of credits. Ashley has a lot of credits. Now, some feel she would have made a better Mary Melody, who was also in the original show. We don't know if she'll be in there or not. Some thought it would have been Candy DeMilo or Gray Delays Griffin. But, a lot of people are very positive, very high on Ashley. And, looking up her IMBD, she is an up-and-coming voice actor, according to one person. Mostly has done Marvel Tunes and Craig of the Creek. So yeah, that's pretty cool. I mean, let's see. Hold on. Let's see something on. What she's done. Like what character? Because I know there's got to be some Craig of the Creek fans here, right? Or people that do kind of give the show a little bit of give the show a little bit of a, look and supportness. So let's see. Who did she voice? Did she voice anybody? Let's see. I don't know. It doesn't say who she's voiced. Let me see here. I'm trying to see. I did. But yeah, apparently she's an up-and-coming voice actress. It looks like this. It sounds like the reason they're making this announcement is it's going to be her first, I guess you could say, actively starring role. In it. So that's, I guess that's kind of cool. Okay, so IMDb. Let's see what that says here. Let's see what that says here. It says that she has done see what she's done here. She has voiced herself, I guess. She's voiced Wern in Craig of the Creek, Pizza Pigeon in Madagascar a Little Wild, Shala Shelley in Teenage Enthusiasta, Test the IVF film as Kim, Helden as a variety of characters, Assholes as Harriet, Indebted as a Parent, The Loud House as Nadia, The Neighborhood as Kira, Caitlin in The Wolf, Astronomy Club as Hoochie Mama, okay, Conan as Nervous Girlfriend, Brittany in Addicted to You, Avengers Assembled as Basque, Baby Splitters as Ashley, basically her own name, Single Parents, a photographer. She was on Jimmy Kimmel Live as a Space Force private, Marvel Rising Initiation as Officer Stern, All About the Washingtons as Taylor, Modern Family as Nurse Cammy, Happy Ending as Luetta, Reverse Horror Show as Undead Spirit, Throwing Shade as co-worker slash woman, Adventures of Doris Brigham, Avery, Happy Thoughts as Ruby, American Airness as Ariel, Guitar Pedal, Feminist Campfire Stories as Counselor, The Job of Hugging, Dottie, Comedy Bang Bang, Ashley, Bailey, Famous Store Clerk, The French Goodbye, Miss Mativa, Chelsea as a student. So yeah, she's done a lot. She's done a lot, live action and animated. So that's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. She played herself, I guess, and played characters with the same name. So yeah, it looks like she's got a decent one, but it looks like this is going to be her first starring role. I'm assuming. That's pretty cool. It's pretty cool in that. But yeah, they announced her, and obviously a lot of people were excited, even though they would love to have Trish McNeil back. Um, it says now Aaron Gibson, according to what they say, came from live action. The person behind one of the people behind the show, and says the show will be 30 minutes, 22 minutes. It's about discovering yourself in college. The characters are attending a performing arts school. Huh, that's a different take. So the characters. So apparently, it sounds like it's gonna be a continuation, maybe. But now the characters are older, and now they're attending a performance arts school. And that right there, to me, guys, performing arts. You know, that especially, because colleges do have that. That is something in real life. Colleges do have performing arts studies, or at least have performing arts schools as part of their campuses. And to me, this opens up the door to a lot of possibilities, performing arts wise, especially when you have Tiny Toons. Because we seen in the past when they would do like the class days and all that, those class day episodes they would do in the original, they can get as wild and crazy and loony, as I think even the classic characters, that they were based upon. So to see or to hear that they're going to be doing performing arts school, and it's going to be 30 minutes, 22 minutes, depending whether or not the shorts or the singular episodes. That's another thing we haven't found out yet. Again, it opens up the possibilities. I mean, can you imagine? Can you imagine? You know, and hello to Usabrika, new subscriber. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. And again, for anybody that's joining me, Venmo at Brian-Walmer-2 and Cash App at BWRosis98. You can help support me there if you have any questions. I will try to get to them through that. And it also automatically quickly gets me a little bit of finances. $1 to $5, guys. It's all you have to do. It's not much to ask. And you can do the same at the Super Chats and Super Stickers as well. But yeah, if you want to help support me almost quickly, that's one way. That's one way of doing it, so I can get the finances right away and everything, and also hopefully try to answer your questions as best as I can. And also, like I said, super chats, super stickers, guys, are open. That's another way you can do it. And you can help me support at my Teespring store, as you can see described in the description in the live chat. Anyway, like I said, that opens up the door for a lot of possibilities. Because again, can you imagine an episode where one of the if the kind of like the original where it's like sometimes it's one individual episode of 22 to 30 minutes, or it's separated into different stories. Can you imagine one of those episodes, if not one of the stories within said episode, having the characters do a performing arts while they're attending this performing arts school, I should say, can you imagine one of them being told, oh, like one of the guys, oh, not just one of the guys, but both the guys and the girls, to get so romantic with the other that the goal is to cause the other to melt. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that would happen? Um, I'll get into that in a moment. But yeah, can you imagine that would happen? Can you imagine someone like like a let's say I don't know Bugs maybe telling teaching a class like that, telling the guys and the girls along with Lola by her side if Lola's going to be in it that you got to get so romantic with your person that the end result will be them melting in your hands, literally melting in your hands and all that. Can you imagine them doing an episode like that? That might be something to look into. But I do, but one thing I do stand by is what I said in that live stream I did a couple of weeks ago when I was waiting for the bus on a Saturday. Um, I truly believe a lot of them are going to have other personality quirks and traits to them. Like I think Babs is going to have an affinity for bubble baths. To where once in a while we will see it, where she'll take one, submerge under it, and then maybe we'll see her face appear on the bubbles and all that, or she'll just pop back up and she's completely covered from ear to toe. I can see that. I can see, Plucky being like a gamer, Buster being like a Yu-Gi-Oh! Pokemon gamer, or card player, stuff like that. I can see that. I can see all that. So, but but we'll have to just wait and see. I don't know when the show's coming out. It's supposed to come out this year, apparently. That just don't know when. Hopefully, we'll get more information as time goes on. But yeah, that's pretty cool. It's pretty cool to hear about because again, performing arts school, opens up a lot of possibilities of how crazy and loony they can get, how wacky they can get. But the other thing that was kind of cool is they showed some imagery, some new concept art, and it looks really good. A lot of people have said it looks true to the original source material, to the original show. The image that they showed at Comic Con, and you do see it on the screen here. It's the second one on the left, the second one down on the left. It looks like they are at a cafe because one of the things about a college, and I lived in a college town in Lawrence, Kansas, is they have Java places. They have places known as Javas. And where you just sit back, get a drink, talk, and everything, and then you have somebody on stage reading off poetry or playing some music and all that. And that's kind of what we get in this image here. And guess what? Guess what? You look at this image, look who's back besides Buster and Babs and Sweetie. We also see Plucky's back. He's gonna have looks like he's gonna have still a little bit of that ego, even though he's supposed to be more of a nerd. But he's back. Hampton's back, of course. Dizzy's back along with Taz. I guess Taz is running the cafe. But look who's in the background. Everybody was worried about her. Everybody was worried, but guess what? I had a feeling. I told you. Did I not say this in a live stream when I was waiting for the bus in Turlock? I told you she was going to be back, and she is. Fifi LaFume is back. She is back as well, but she's not the only one because some other stuff came out as well, and those other images show that again she's not the only one. Shows we're getting Calamity, we're getting Furball, we're getting Go Go. It looks like we're getting Shirley. Shirley the Loon is going to be sort of true to who she was before, but have a different hairstyle, and she's got glasses. So that's pretty cool. That is pretty cool that we're getting everybody, pretty much just about everybody back from the original series. So that's really nice to see. That's really nice to see and everything. And I cannot wait for it to come out because I grew up on the original series back in the 90s and I thought it was great. I thought it was great. I thought it was really great. And I cannot wait to see what they do here. Because to me, Tiny Toons is the first one. I'll be honest with you. Outside of the Popeye 1956 short Parlez-vous Woos, and even the Porky Pig short from the 40s, Tuna Crooner, but the one Parlez-vous Woos in 1956, Tiny Toons is the one, in my opinion, that reintroduced the lustful milk egg. Yeah, they reintroduced it as unusual as they as they introduced it. They introduced it not just in the Looney Beginning pilot, but in Europe in 30 Minutes and in the Acme Bowl. Those are the first early ones where they brought it back. And then they brought it back occasionally. They brought it back in Pluck Tracy. They brought it back, in the Christmas special, one of the finales. So yeah, they're the ones that brought it back. And this is why in Animaniacs you saw Dot doing it in Space Probe. Why Minerva Mink and Minerva Mink did it twice in her shorts. Once in Moon Over Minerva and Meet Minerva. Heck, in Moon Over Minerva, what did I say happened after she melted? Wilford, in his werewolf form, had to pick her up like a freaking wet owl and wring her out just to restore her. Because all he would have to do is be like, oh well, just because what I'm trying to say is, let me rewind. Okay, all he'd have to do, basically, when she did that in Moon Over Minerva, if he didn't pick her up and wring her out, he could have just walked off, went got something to eat, watched the movie, come back, and she'd still be on the ground as a puddle. And it's all because of the fact that Tiny Toons brought that gag back. They brought it back in Looney Beginning, Europe in 30 Minutes, Pluck Tracy, Acme Bowl, Wonderful Tiny Toon Christmas. They brought it back. And that's why, again, you saw in Animaniacs, Dot do it in Space Probe, Minerva do it in Moon Over Minerva, and Meet Minerva. That's why you saw it. And I'm hoping we see it again here in Tiny Toons University, because again, like I said, the performing arts concept opens the door for a lot of things, a lot of crazy shenanigans, in my opinion. But yeah, they even had Steven Spielberg. I guess he showed up, or at least he was on video, saying that this is going to be the best iteration of Tiny Toons. So that's some praise right there, because if he's saying this is going to be the best iteration of Tiny Toons, he's basically saying that it's going to be better than all 2-3 seasons of the original and the specials and movie included combined. So that's big praise to heap upon essentially a successor, a soft reboot retcon, if you will, continuation of the original. And this means podcast that they got to see some artwork from the show, and it looks incredible. True throwback to the 90s. And again, like I said, as you can see here, and at the top and at the bottom, we're getting more characters than what people suspected. Again, we're getting Shirley back, we're getting Furball back, we're getting Dizzy back, we're getting Fifi back, we're getting Calamity back, we're getting Sweetie, Plucky, Hampton. We're getting them all, just about all of them. So that's really cool. That is really, really cool. So yeah, they didn't announce a date apparently, but hopefully we'll get that soon, and maybe even a trailer. And next one they talked about was HBOMax Looney Tunes cartoons announcement, a Looney Tunes movie, The Day the Earth Blew Up. So yeah, obviously this is going to probably deal. This is probably going to deal with the Earth blowing up, thanks to Marvin Martian, because we all know Marvin in the original cartoons, his main goal was, I gotta blow up the Earth. It's obscure. What would he say? He says, "Oh, I'm gonna blow up the Earth. It obscures my view of Venus, or obscures my view of Jupiter, or whatever." So yeah, obviously that's what The Day the Earth Blew Up, a Looney Tunes movie, is going to be about, and it's going to be coming on to HBOMax. So I'm looking forward to that. And then it says here, Eric Baranza is closing out with a special video from Bye Bye Bunny. It says Tom Kitts sings a piece of the song Bugs Will Sing. And then they talk about the fact that they just experienced something that they never thought they'd ever experience, a Bugs Bunny song that made them emotional. That being the people that were at the panel from This Means podcast. And that's about it. They even put the That's All Folks deal on there. So yeah. Basically it looks really cool. A lot of these not looks really cool, but it okay, let me get some Pepsi Rewind here. But basically it sounds and looks pretty cool. I am I am looking forward to this. You know, I have not honestly I have not been this excited for a lot of Looney Tunes stuff in quite some time. And just the fact that they're doing this, and then on top of that, if you could see right here, uh, next to the Pussyfoot picture, I have the panel for Cartoon Network. Um, they have, they have a schedule of what they talked about yesterday. Cartoon Network, HBOMax. They show what they talked about yesterday, schedule-wise, and what they're going to be talking about today. So, if you're a Cartoon Network fan, there's going to be more announcements made today. But yeah, that's pretty cool to. But it's pretty cool to read and hear about and look forward to. Cannot wait. Now they do end it by saying that Miguel at that Daffy Duck, not the Daffy Duck, but Miguel, whose Twitter handle is at that Daffy Duck, posted gorgeous shots from Hex Appeal, an upcoming Looney Tunes cartoon short starring Witch Hazel. The one people got to see a clip of, the one that was very Chuck Jones like, and how that's gonna be, it'll be something, to it's gonna. What I'm trying to say is, um, it looks it looks like it's gonna be really interesting, really funny in a sense. But it says one of the images they show is Lady Ghoul Divas, a natural uglifying potion. So yeah, I can tell you right now, if it's what I if the end result's going to be what I think it's going to be, she ain't going to get uglified. She's going to get beautified. The poor, we seen that before in a classic cartoon. Remember, twice, twice we've seen it. The first time when she got turned into a female rabbit for bugs, and then I think the second time when she got turned into a gorgeous woman, who would always, because even before then she would ask her mirror on the wall, mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the ugliest of all, and then the end of it, as she gets turned into this beautiful woman, the mirror just looks at her and goes row row row, and tries to chase right after her. So yeah, I've got a feeling we're gonna have an end result with that. I wouldn't be surprised that working on this potion that, her being a witch, it might melt her a little bit for one scene, and then she gets restored or something. So we'll see what they do. But it is very Chuck Jones like, very Chuck Jones like, as they said. So looking really forward to that. And yes. So yeah, I'm really happy about it. I'm really happy to hear about all this, and again, like I said, I'm looking forward to it. I haven't been this excited for a lot in quite some time. But now, with that said, let's go over to the Cartoon Post. Let's go over to the Cartoon Post, who also was there apparently, or was at least in contact with people that were there. And let's see if they have any more art here. No. Anyway, let's talk about some other information that came out, and now we're going to go to the middle portion over here, or the right portion, right side. We're going to talk about some information here. And apparently, let's see if I think I found it somewhere. I think they had it somewhere. Oh yeah, here it is. One of the things that was talked about yesterday at San Diego Comic Con at one of the panels is the first Avatar Studios movie will be about Aang and will be set in a time period where the characters are young adults. The movie is coming in 2024 as announced at San Diego Comic Con. So if you're an Avatar fan of Last Airbender and even of Korra, you're going to get a movie set in the future, maybe a couple of years in the future, um, as we speak. So that'll be pretty good. And it looks like it's going to be basically in the same art style as the original, but it's going to be like kind of in between the original Avatar and Korra. So looking forward to that. They also gave, I'm assuming at the Disney Plus panel, or one of the panels, they talked about X-Men 97 and showed some new images that you could see here as well at the bottom. And the images look very true to the original. They look very true. Storm looks like she's gotten a mohawk look on. Basically, she cut her hair. Um, Rogue looks the same, just about. Gambit looks the same. Wolverine's about the same. Jubilee's about the same, just a little, style's a little different. No offense in that. Cyclops and Jean look the same. Jean's long hair is back from the final seasons, and Beast looks the same, so that's nice. Really looking forward to that. Yeah, when it comes out. But then they add some more characters. They add some more X-Men characters, and I'm assuming this is going to be X-Force. I'm guessing. I'm not really sure. But these include Sunspot, Cable, Bishop, and a new character. I'm assuming the new character right here in the jacket is Morph, but he's bald, so I don't know if he's going to shave his head or it's going to be true to the original. Well, I think it might be. Yeah, I think it is Morph. I think it is Morph because in the comics, when they brought him in there, he looked completely different than what he did in the series. Because he was introduced as cannon fodder basically in the series, but became such a fan favorite that he stayed. So yeah, he's in there and he's got basically a look that's true to his original. So Morph is going to be in there. But then the big news, I think, really caught a lot of people is Magneto. Magneto is going to be will be the main character of X-Men 97 and the leader of the X-Men. So yeah, that's going to be intriguing. He's got a new look. He's got a new outfit. And that's got a lot of story potential, especially if you're going to aim it at an older audience, especially the audience that grew up with the original. Because I can definitely see some conflict between Magneto and Scott Summers, Cyclops, and Logan, Wolverine, and maybe even Jean Grey. I could see that. I could see some conflict, coming about. And the animation style is very identical to the animation from the last season and previous seasons as well. So it's kind of a hybrided blend. But it's nice to see, the first images of what's going to come out next year. But like I said, I've got a feeling from a storyline potential wise, um, it's 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 gonna be interesting, all the way around because, like I said, I think what's gonna happen is you're gonna have a conflict of interest between Cyclops and Magneto and Wolverine and Magneto and Jean Grey and Magneto because mostly, and this is what I'm thinking, it'll mostly be like Cyclops and Wolverine, Jean to an extent, that are going to be going back and forth on whether or not they can trust him because of his past. So yeah, I think it's going to be a fun, I think it's going to be a fun continuation. I really do, and I cannot wait. I cannot wait for that. I mean, I have the complete series on DVD. I can watch the complete series on Disney Plus, but I cannot wait. I cannot wait. It looks like it's going to be really, really good, and can't say any more than that. And again, it's nice to see the style be reminiscing of the final season's animation as well as sort of a blend of the past animations. I like that, and I like the fact that with Magneto as the leader, you're basically building conflict, within the team because you look at someone like Magneto, you look at someone like Cyclops and Wolverine. there's going to be that conflict, and Jean Grey, I think, is also going to be involved in that as well. And do not be surprised. Do not be surprised if maybe the conflict leads to Jean Grey bringing back the Phoenix. Like, okay, the way she was portrayed as the Phoenix in this one, the Phoenix was a space creature, just like she was in Dark Phoenix, I think. But don't be surprised if maybe they have part of the Phoenix still residing within her to the point that we get to we get to a situation to where everything is getting out of control. All this distrust, and then that Phoenix that still resides within her just starts to take control and just manifests itself and makes itself known. So I won't be surprised if we get something like that. But it's going to be, like I said, it's going to be interesting to see what the story is going to be like going forward next year, and how it also, in a sense, ties in with the MCU if it does. The other thing they talked about was Spider-Man Freshman Year. Yes, coming in 2024. So we have a date for that, or year at least, release year for that, 2024. They put out some concept art. One of the concept arts I couldn't put up, but it does show Spider-Man, Peter Parker, as himself, freshman year. And then it shows him trying different outfits on. Um, he's trying different outfits on to disguise himself as Spider-Man, which is pretty cool. I know I say pretty cool a lot. It also mentions that Charlie Cox will voice his character Daredevil in it, which is nice. So yeah, Peter's going to be basically trying out different outfits, and we see that later on. You can also see that here on the image as well. He's going to be trying out different outfits as well. He's going to try out one that's like a bug or something like that, and before he gets to the iconic one in the middle, he's even going to try out one that looks like it's a mod to the Ninja Turtles. So he's going to be trying on different outfits apparently. It says that Spider-Man will use many different suits on the show, and it says that question. They do show that he'll have his friends. He'll have friends in there. He'll have Harry Osborn. He'll have Harry Osborn. He'll have Amadeus Chow and Cole Monroe will be in it. And hold on for a sec. And then my mom just got up, so hold on. And then they show who the villains are going to be. The villains are going to be Dr. Octopus, Rhino, Scorpion, Speed Demon, Tarantula will be the main villains of the show. So we got some female villains as well. I think we got like 2, 3, 4. We got 3 female villains outside of the main other villains there. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see where they go with this. It's going to be interesting. And the animation, I'm going to put it this way: the way the concept art is being presented, it looks like the animation is going to be very comic book inspired, like the early comic books. So yeah, I can't wait for that. And supposedly it is based, from last I heard, it's based in the same continuity as Homecoming, Far From Home, and No Way Home. So that's what I heard last. That it's based in that continuity. So yeah, it looks interesting and stuff. So that looks interesting stuff. So can't wait for that. And let's see if there was any more information that came out. Um, see. Think they did mention something on King of the Hill. Okay, they said that I guess at San Diego Comic Con they said Greg Daniels confirmed a planned time jump for the reboot series. Well, he published, well, actually confirmed that in January, and I guess at King of the Hill, not King of the Hill, but San Diego Comic Con yesterday, he confirmed it even more so. So I guess that's happening. Ah, here we go. It says, according to Daniel RPK, Daniel Richmond, Warner Brothers is developing a Harry Potter animated series for HBOMax. It's only a rumor, but would you be interested? I don't know if we found out any more information yesterday, but hopefully we'll find more information soon. Oh yeah, Nickelodeon also announced a special SpongeBob crossover episode called The Tidal Zone, not to be confused with the special in season 11. It says more clips are shown. It's coming soon to Nick. It says the crossover event will combine characters from the original series, Cam Coral, and the Patrick Star Show, and it will premiere in November. Okay, so if you're a SpongeBob fan, that'll be interesting. They even say that Disney. Oh, they're even talking about Disney. Showed the first clip from Marvel's Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur there, and it looks interesting. Looks very chibi-ish, toony-ish, and very Marvel Girl-like. With some of the things they're bringing up. So I'm probably gonna retweet that so I don't forget about that one. But yeah, that's pretty much all the information, I guess, coming out of yesterday's animation-wise, out of yesterday's first day of San Diego Comic Con. So, mm-hmm. Sorry about that. That was my mom waking up. She doesn't. My mom doesn't understand that when you go live, you shouldn't be interrupted. But what are you gonna do? You know. But yeah, that's pretty much about it for the news coming out animation wise from the first day of San Diego Comic Con. So yeah, to recap, you know, Tiny Toons. Oh, just popped my knee there. Yeah, but to recap, Tiny Toons Looniversity, more image and information was brought out about that. The fact that we are going to get we are getting just about everybody back from not just those announced, but Fifi's coming back, Shirley's coming back, Furball, Calamity, a Go-Go, I think, yeah, not think, but I know is coming back. Dizzy's coming back. We know it takes place in college. It takes place, you know, in a school at that college called Performing Arts, which again opens up a lot of possibilities. I love that. Ashley Crystal Harrison is going to voice Babs. That's the only known voice actor we know of. So, really looking forward to the show when it comes out later this year. They talked about Looney Tunes. Talked about the King Tweety movie coming out in November to help celebrate Tweety's 80th anniversary. That's really nice. They talked about the day the Earth blew up, which is going to be a Looney Tunes movie, as well as gave us a sample of the song from Bye Bye Bugs. So, which I guess got people emotional. They showed imagery of Pussyfoot and the Three Bears making their return, as well as Ralph Phillip and his imagination playing into all the Warner Brother properties that they own. We, obviously there was, there was, a sneak peek at the Witch Hazel cartoon that's coming called Hex Appeal. It's really cool. So yeah, Warner's really, in animation wise, I think they really killed it. I really do. Um, on the other side of the coin, you had Avatar's movie. You had the release year announced for it. It's going to be 2024. It's going to be a time jump movie. From what I can tell, it's going to take place between, the ending of Avatar and the beginning of Korra. So if you're a fan of that, that's something to look forward to. Um, also, also basically you had images or concept art shown for Spider-Man Freshman Year. It looks really good. Um, seeing the different outfits he's going to use and hearing about the different characters and different characters like allies and friends he's going to have and villains he's going to face. That was nice to hear. And then of course you have the X-Men '97 show. Love the fact that the art is very reminiscing to the original artwork, animation, if you will, from the final season, as well as a bit of a you know, hybrid of the animation of previous seasons. So I'm happy about that. And yeah, the story. I think the story concept is going to really be something to look forward to because again, if you have Magneto as the villain of the series, or not the villain, but as the main character of the series, and as the leader of the X-Men, I think storyline wise that opens up a lot of possibilities of conflict between how he sees things, how he views things, and how Cyclops views it, how Wolverine views it, and how Jean I think is going to get in the middle of it. And I won't be surprised that that's going to rake up a part of the Phoenix that still resides within Jean. I would I would not be surprised, whatsoever. So, um, again, I'm looking forward to it. I really am. And then, of course, like I said, we got more information of other stuff that came out. Yesterday they confirmed. I guess um, Greg Daniels confirmed yesterday, just like he did back in January, that the King of the Hill reboot will be a time jump or have a time jump, and that that's possibly going to be a Harry Potter series HBOMax animated, as well as that, as well as there will be a crossover SpongeBob crossover episode called the Title Zone, which is going to cross over the original series and its spin-offs, Patrick Star Show and Cap Coral. I don't know how you can call that a crossover when it's pretty much the damn same. When it's pretty much the same damn continuity. I don't know how you can do that. That doesn't make any sense, and it's coming in November, so I don't know how um, you can even consider that a concept. Oh, and they also, I guess, Paramount Plus also revealed a teaser for the second season of the reimagined Rugrats show, if you're interested in that. And then, of course, the first clip of Marvel's Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur was released as well. So yeah, a lot of information coming out within the first 24, 48 hours of Comic Con. Again, like I said, I think Warner Brothers Animation, Cartoon Network, HBO Max, hit it out of the park, in my opinion. And I can't wait. I can't wait for a lot of this to come out in the next, within this year and within the next 2 years. It's a great time to be an animation fan, guys, especially if you're a fan that grew up with some of these revivals, some of these returns back in the 90s, 80s, and even the 50s and 60s. It's a great time to be a fan. And if you're a fan of, things like the MCU, it's a great time to be a fan there with, the concept art showing us what Spider-Man um, Freshman Year is going to look like. Again, looks like the animation is going to be like a throwback to the original comic book panels of the 60s. So I like that. And the fact that the X-Men animation is pretty much identical to the last season's animation with a bit of the old school animation from the previous seasons thrown in there. And again, if you're a fan of Avatar: The Last Airbender, the fact that you're getting a movie in 2024 that takes place years after the original, sort of in between it and Korra, I think it's great. I think it's really great. So yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait for a lot of this to to happen, to be streamed, be shown. Again, again, guys, it's a great time to be an animation fan, and it's that's really all I can say. That's really all I can say on it. Um, so let me know what your guys' thoughts are in the comment section below. Again, thank you to those that did join me in the live chat this morning for this. Really appreciated it, guys. Um, and just to let you know that there will be another live stream possibly Monday, early Monday morning, to help celebrate my 43rd birthday. That'll be, as I said in the update video yesterday, that'll be a Venmo, Cash App, Super Chat birthday live stream. So if you guys want to be part of that, that will happen. So look forward to it when it occurs. But again, thank you guys for joining me. I had three, according to my analytics here, I had three concurrent viewers and total views of 89. That is a lot of views, guys. So thank you very much for all of that. Really appreciate it. Again, guys, I'm also over 12,000 subscribers. Let's keep that growing. Cannot wait to try to hit 1,500, hopefully before the end of the year and everything. But again, guys, thank you all for watching. Really appreciate it. But so again, let me know what your thoughts are down in the live chat. I mean, not live chat, but in the comments below. What you're looking forward to the most. What's got you the most excited. And if any more news drops today, hopefully without interruption, I will be up here later to talk about it, give you my thoughts. Now I'm at 90 views. That's pretty cool. Um, but yeah, I will be up here to talk about it, and like I said, give you my thoughts overall on more of the information that comes out. But again, guys, a reminder: Monday we're gonna do a live stream for my birthday. It's gonna be a Venmo, Cash App, Super Chat, Super Sticker one. So look forward to that. And I'm now at 91 views, so thank you very much for that, guys. Really appreciated it. Again, guys, just to go over some of the things. Tiny Toons, more information about that came out. They're going to be in college and at a performing arts school, and we're getting a lot of the characters we were hoping to get back along with those announced as well. So that's really cool. Like I said, the performing arts concept opens up a lot of possibilities. In my opinion, opens up a lot of possibilities down the line. It really does. It really does open up a lot of possibility, guys, and I cannot wait to see what they do with it, how crazy they can get. Again, oh yeah, and also I didn't mention it. They also talked about Bugs Bunny Builders, as I talked about earlier. They basically said it's, and what I'm getting from this is it's going to be a hybrid of, classic Looney Tunes, because they said they're going to stay within, who they are. Basically they're going to stay true to the concept of being loony and everything, but it's going to be aimed at a younger audience. It's going to be like a hybrid where it's like there's going to be something there for the people that grew up on the Looney Tunes, but it's also going to have something for the younger kids. And like I said, it sounds very similar to, as I mentioned, I think it sounds very similar to the it sounds very similar to the and let's see if I can get more information here. Hold on, to make sure I get this right again. It says it's going to sound. It's saying basically it's going to be in tune of Looney, basically in tune of original Looney Tunes, well aimed at younger audience. Well, it's aimed at younger, basically at younger audience. It's going to be the first show in over 20 years to be aimed at a younger audience, and the characters will remain authentic. And they give a description. Bugs is a digger. He's an advocate. He's a digger, basically. He's an excavator. Lola has a bulldozer coming up with crazy ideas. Daffy has the dump truck. Porky drives a steamroller. Porky Perfect. And Tweety has a crane. He can do a lot with that crane. And then the quote that they got from one of the people behind it is, "Well, it takes where it takes them is as wacky and as loony as you'd expect." So again, it gives off the vibes of, it's meant to be aimed at that younger audience, but it feels like it's going to be not similar identically, but close to what Friendship is Magic was like. Like Lauren Faust wanted something for everybody to enjoy. She just didn't think it was going to go the direction it did, and I don't think neither did Hasbro. So, and I get those vibes here. I'm not saying that Bugs Bunny Builders is going to be in that same category or anything like that, but I think it's going to be very identical. It's going to be very identical in a sense. Close. I'll put it this way: it'll be close to it. It might make an effort to be close, but that's about it. Again, so again, to me, I think we're going to get something that it's going to have educational lessons, messages, and everything, but it's going to have something for everybody, even though the main target demographic is younger kids. And you kind of see that in that sneak peek video they put out there with, like I said earlier, Lola, her when she yells, her ears come off her head. She tangles her arms around, Bugs falls to pieces like glass. So yeah, it's gonna be really interesting to see how wacky the hijinks are gonna be. And we don't have that much longer to wait. It's supposed to come out this week, around my birthday, so that's gonna be something to check out. Again, they also showed some of the new Looney Tune stuff. They talked about the new Looney Tune movies and specials. The Day the Earth Blew Up is the one that's coming out, I guess, soon, later this year. Pumpkin Spice, which is a Halloween special, is coming out in October. That's going to be interesting. Again, like I mentioned, we've seen already with these new Looney Tune shorts how creepy and crazy they can get. So, can you imagine how creepy and crazy they'll get here? That that'll be something to really ponder about, as time goes on. It'll be something to really ponder about, as time goes on. But yeah, that's what they got planned there. They basically gave us a sample of the song that basically is a very emotional song, I guess, in the eyes of This Means podcast, from Bye Bye Bugs Bunny. They showed the trailer for King Tweety, and announced that it's coming out just around Thanksgiving, November 19th, on Cartoon Network and then HBOMax. And Auga from Tweety's High Flying Big Adventure, Auga, she's going to be back, as well here, so that's going to be nice to see. They also, like I said, showed concept art of and clips of characters making their return after a while, like Percyfoot, who obviously, as you can see, in the image, is a female kitten or cat. They showed the three bears, the concept art for the three bears, and they showed Ralph Phillip, the kid with a wild, vivid imagination. They showed concept art of him, as well as a clip from one of his shorts in the show where he is reenacting the intro to Batman, the animated series. So it's really nice. It's really nice. And then they also showed some of the Witch Hazel short, Hex Appeal, and they basically announced that they're going to pay tribute to the original art style of Chuck Jones and stuff with some of these shorts, like Hex Appeal. They announced that one of the Tweety and Sylvester shorts will be set only to classical music, which is really cool. Let's see, what else did they announce here? Just want to make sure I go everything correctly. And that's really about it. And then, of course, they talked about Tiny Toons University and how Steven Spielberg himself, I guess by video, said it's going to be the best iteration of Tiny Toons. And then I got to see some of the artwork for the show. It looks incredible, and it's a true throwback to the 90s. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people would agree with that. Uh, but yeah, overall, pretty good presentation by the Warner Brothers crew. And then, of course, like I said, with the other animation announcements, Spider-Man Freshman Year, that looks promising in 2024, especially if it's supposed to take place as planned, in the same continuity as Far From Home, No Way Home, and Homecoming. That's it's going to be interesting how they kind of connect the dots all together. And again, the animation style, just by the concepts showing them, um, looks identical to, basically very tribute-like to the original comics. So, an interesting, that's an interesting animation style to go with. Um, and then, of course, you have the Avatar movie that takes place a few years after the original with the young adults, and it looks, and basically, in my opinion, takes place between the ending of the show and the beginning of Korra. And then we got to see, images from the upcoming X-Men '97 cartoon. And again, like I said, it just feels like that's going to create some massive, from a continuity standpoint, it's going to create some massive conflict between Magneto, Cyclops, and Wolverine, and Jean's going to probably be stuck in the middle of that, to where it's going to help manifest whatever's left of the Phoenix within her. So, and it looks like you're also going to have X-Force as a part of this as well, where Morph's going to be part of that team, and so is Nightcrawler and Bishop. So yeah. Just a lot of great animation news coming out from all spectrums yesterday, and there's probably more to come today and this weekend. Cannot wait, guys. I used to find out what more information we're getting. Like I said, cannot wait to see what more information we are getting. Between now and tomorrow, because you got today and tomorrow for more panels to come out. In fact, more panels are going on as we speak. So, definitely going to stay tuned to that. In fact, I'm going to follow that right now so that we get all the information we can as time goes on. But, or as the day goes on, as well as tomorrow. But anyway, though, guys, just like I said, just wanted to come on here and give you my thoughts on this live on this Saturday morning. Thank you all for joining me in the live chat. And I have reached over 100 views on this live stream. So thank you very much for that, guys. Really appreciate that. I know this is something a lot of people are looking forward to. A lot of this information is stuff people were hoping to hear about at Comic-Con. And I'm sure we're going to get more information today and tomorrow, maybe even currently as we speak, for the as the rest of this weekend goes on. Honestly, I wish I could be there, but financially that's not possible. And honestly, I'm not someone that's very fond of the fact that you still have to, show proof and wear a mask even after you show proof. So, and there's a lot of people that are indifferent about that, but again, there are some people that feel that we're still not out of the woods, and as long as you keep getting all these reports, quote unquote, of new variants, quote unquote, it's not going to end. And we all know, let's be honest, like I said, we all know what these new variants and reports of these quote unquote reports of new variants are. It's all about basically, oh, here's this new variant, vote Democratic. And you need to take precaution, vote Newsom. That's all it is. That's all it is, guys. So, anyway, though, be that if you will. Hopefully, maybe tomorrow being the last day, they might lift it and say, hey, look, it's supposed to be about you guys, and we shouldn't be doing this. And hopefully, they lift it tomorrow. We'll see. But anyway, though, guys, thank you all for joining me on this Saturday morning for this live stream on some of this news. Really appreciate it. Over 100 views, 103 views actually, if that's correct. And Again, let me know what your thoughts are overall down in the comment section below. Support me at patreon.com/bwroses. Check me out. I will post this when it's fully processed. I will post it on BWS Discussions, my podcast, audio podcast. You can check that out there. Also, like I said, support me at BW Roses at Patreon at BW Roses. Also, check me out at TikTok at BW Roses. Also, check out my Teespring store. You can see in the live chat one of the items you can purchase there to help me out there. Also at Venmo at Brian-Warmer-2 and at Cash App at BW Roses 98. And again, guys, the plan for Monday is to do a Venmo, Cash App, Super Chat birthday celebration live stream. So look forward to that. I'm now at 104 views, but mark your calendars for that, guys. And until then, I will talk to you all later. You all have a good rest of your Saturday, and